In this video, I'm going to give you a complete beginner-friendly tutorial on how to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So you will see how to use the lead filters, how to find decision makers, how to identify warm leads, and how to export your leads from Sales Navigator and get their verified emails. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to find your leads, get all the data you need, like the verified emails of your leads, and send your list straight into your favorite outreach tool. Let's start. Alright, so the first step is to go on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So when you are on LinkedIn, you just need to go here on the top right of your screen. You have a button Sales Nav. If you have a LinkedIn Sales Navigator plan, you will be redirected to Sales Navigator. Just before I show you how to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I want to explain the LinkedIn pricing. So basically on LinkedIn, you have three paid plans. You have LinkedIn Premium, where you have LinkedIn Career and a LinkedIn Business. You have LinkedIn Recruiter, where you have Light and Advanced. And for this video, you need LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and you just need one of these plans. For this tutorial, I will not dive into the details of the LinkedIn Sales Navigator plans, but basically you just have two things to remember. The first one is for most people, the best plan if you want to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator is Core, so it's $99 a month. And the second thing you need to know is that you have a 30-day free trial for LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So if you want to try this tool, you can do it for free. Now it's time to go back on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So this page is the homepage of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So you have a lot of things on this page, and most of the things are not useful at all. If you want to find leads for your business, you need to go here and click on lead filters. And now on this page, you will get on the left part of your screen all the filters that you can use to identify your best leads. And on the right part of your screen, you will find the people who match your filters. So for example, here I have current job title, and if I type CEO, then I press enter, you see that on the right part of my screen, I have people with the current job title CEO. CEO, co-founder CEO, and so on. On top, you have a very useful information, and it's basically the number of people who match your filters. When you do a lead search, you will have 25 results per page. And if I scroll a little bit, you will see that here I can move to the page number 2, 3, 4, and so on. If you click a lot on next, you will see that you have a limit at the page 100. So what it means is that when you do a search, you can only have 20 people per page and you have only 100 pages. So it means that you are limited to 2,500 leads per search. Now let's remove this filter. And now what I want to show you are the most commonly used filters. I won't get into all the filters because it will take too much time and most of the filters are not useful. All right, so the first very interesting filter is company headcount. And basically with this filter, you can decide to target small companies, medium companies, or big enterprises. For example, if I click on plus, here you have the choice. So you can say that you want to target small companies, so with a company headcount between 11 to 50 people. So you just have to click on it. And here on the right part of your screen, you will see all the people in the world who are currently working in a company with a headcount between 11 to 50 people. If you want to expand your filter, you can do that by clicking here on the plus. And then you can say, okay, I want the companies between 11 to 200 people. So you do that. And now you have here on the right, all the people who are working in companies with a headcount between 11 to 200 people. The next filter I want to show you is company headquarters location. So if you want to target US-based company, you just need to write United States and then you click on include. And now on the right part of the screen, you have all the people who are currently working in a company where the headquarters is in the US. Then the next filter I want to show you, and this one is almost mandatory for every single lead search, is the current job title. And here you can write the job title you want to target. So for example, you can say that you want to target people who are head of sales. So you write head of sales, and then LinkedIn will suggest you some recommendations. So you have here head of sales, and here you can click on include. And now you can see that we have some results on the right. So we have head of sales, but here, as you can see, we have guest lecturer. And here we have independent sales consultant. Here we have head of sales, head of sales, head of sales, perfect. And here we have VP of sales. So VP of sales is interesting because it's a decision maker, but it's not really a head of sales. And here with this example, you see one of the big problems of LinkedIn Sales Navigator is that their recommendations is not always good. And that's why I don't recommend you to use this kind of search where you type for a job title like this and you click on include, because Sales Navigator will give you some bad results. And that's why one of the best way to target a specific job title is to use quotes. So when you want to target something specific, you write quotes, then you write, for example, head of sales and quote. And then you press enter. You don't click on include, you press enter. So I press enter. And here you will see that we will have better results. So with this search head of sales within quotes, I have 150K results. And when I type head of sales and I select the LinkedIn suggestion, so I click on include, here I have 210K results. So when you type a job title within quotes, you get better results because you tell LinkedIn, I already want just head of sales and only head of sales. So let's remove this and use quote head of sales and quote and press enter. Okay, now that you know how to target a specific job title, so for example, head of sales within quotes, now you may ask yourself, okay, but how do I target head of marketing? So for this tutorial, let's say that we want to target people who are head of sales and you want to target people who are head of marketing. And so if you want to do that, it's very easy. You have to do the same. So you type quote, then you write head of marketing, then quote, and you press enter. And here on the right part of my screen, you see that I have people who are head of marketing. So head of marketing, perfect. And I have people who are head of sales. So head of sales, head of marketing, head of sales, and so on. So if you have just one thing to remember for this filter current job title, just don't use the LinkedIn recommendations and use quotes. So you write the job title you want to target within quotes. Here we have a good filter, but only on the paper. So it's seniority level. And you can say, that's perfect. I want to target people who are vice president, director, basically decision makers. But you will have terrible results because LinkedIn tries to guess the seniority level based on the job title. And most of the time, it doesn't work. So really avoid this filter seniority level. The next filter I want to show you is geography. And here you can target people where they are based. So it's not where the company is, but where the lead is. So if you want to target people based on their country, you can do that. So for example, let's say we want to target people based in the US. You just need to write US. And here we have United States. And here we click on include. And now here on the left, we have people based in the US. So United States, Greater Chicago area, United States, and much more. If you want to target something more specific, you can do that. And you can say, for example, I only want people based in New York. So you type New York, and then you click on include. And here you will only get people who are based in New York. So here, New York City metropolitan area, New York, and so on. So this filter geography is very useful if you want to target people based where they are. The next filter I want to show you is industry. And this one is absolutely terrible because it leads to so many mistakes. So at first you might think, oh, it's perfect. I want to target companies who are doing some marketing services. And then you click on include. And here on the left, you will have all the people who work in a company that are doing some marketing services. But actually, this is not the case because this filter industry is based on the industry of the lead and not the company. Let me show you how it works with my LinkedIn account. So this is my LinkedIn account. And when I click here on the pen, I have access to these settings. And if I scroll a little bit, you will see here industry. And basically the problem with this filter industry is that you can put what you want. So in my case, for this tutorial, I choose to select banking. And actually, I'm not into banking. I'm into software. Give Me Leads, my SaaS, is a software. So here, it's just my own example. It's for a tutorial, but most people don't have the right industry for their profile. So let's take a classic example and take someone who has always worked in a marketing function. For example, marketing intern, then social media manager, marketing manager, and now let's say that this person is now chief marketing officer. You can be sure that here it's not banking, but it's marketing services. But this person might be working as a chief marketing officer for a bank, for example, or for a company that is selling some software. And so at the end, if you use this filter industry and you want to target companies who are in the marketing services industry, you will get people who are not working in the industry you want to target. So that's why I really recommend you to not use this industry filter and keep it like this. And don't worry if you want to target specific industries, because in a few minutes, I will show you how to do that properly. Now, the next filters I want to show you are what we call intent data filters. So here you have people who are following your company. Then here you have people who viewed your profile recently. So if you post a lot on LinkedIn, you will get some profile viewers. And with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you have this list of people who saw your profile recently. And of course, you can add some filters. So for example, you can say you want to see people who viewed your profile recently and who are CEO. Then you press enter and you have people who are interesting for you. The next filter is connection. So here you have first degree connections. So basically it's the people you are connected with on LinkedIn. Second degree connections are people with who you have a mutual connections. And third degree connections, you have no mutual connections. What's very interesting if you want to quickly book sales calls and make money is to reach out to people who are already in your first degree connections. And why it works that well to reach out to your first degree connections, it's because they might know your first name, last name, they might have a good idea of what you do, and they probably saw your face on LinkedIn. So really, if you want to quickly book sales calls, I strongly recommend you to reach out to your first degree connections. And by the way, to give you a little bit of context, so before my SaaS Give Me Leads and this YouTube channel, I had a LinkedIn outreach agency where I manage the LinkedIn accounts for my clients. And my goal was to book sales calls for my clients. And the first thing I did when I was connected on their LinkedIn account was to reach out to their first degree connections. And by doing that, I was able to quickly book sales calls. Now, the next filter I want to show you is connections off. And basically with this filter, you can see who is in the network of someone. So let me show you how it works. So for example, if I type Romain, perfect. Here on the left, I have all the people who are in the network of Romain. So this filter is very useful if you want to check who is in the network of your competitors or people working with the same target as you. So of course, when you do that, don't forget to add some filters like current job title to only get people who are interesting for you. Then the next filter I want to show you is change jobs. And basically, if you toggle this button, you will get people who change their job recently. It's a very good filter to use because if you target decision makers and they are new in their job, their first months are very crucial because they need that they are worth it. And during this timing, the first few months, they are more eager to buy new tools, new processes, and of course, buy some services. So I really recommend you to use this filter, change jobs. And finally, the last filter I want to show you is posted on LinkedIn. And here, basically, you will get all the people who posted on LinkedIn recently. So if you want to target people who are active on LinkedIn, it's very useful. And at least you know that you reach out to people who are active online. So with these people, you will get a better reply rate. All right, so now that you know how to use the most commonly used filters, I want to show you a real example where I do a search and then I want to export this search into a list of leads. And of course, I want the verified emails of the leads. So let's go back on Sales Navigator. So the search I want to do is to target people with the current job title head of sales. So I write head of sales within quotes. Then I press enter. Then I want a company headcount between 500 to 1,000 people. And I want these people based in New York, like this. And let's add one more location. Let's say we want people based in San Francisco Bay Area. Perfect. So I click on include. And now, as you can see, we have 152 results. Now that we are happy with this search, we want to get these people on the right into a list of leads. And of course, I want to get their verified emails. So unfortunately, on LinkedIn, you can't export the leads natively. And for that, you need a tool like Give Me Leads to export the lead, clean the data, and at the end, give you a CSV file where you have all the information you need, and of course, the verified emails of your lead. So if you want to export your leads, you can click in the first link in the description, and then you will be on this page. Once you are on this page, you just need to click on Start for free. And here you create your account. Once you've created your account, you will be on this page. And all you need to do is to click on this button, Connect a LinkedIn account. So we click on it. And now what we need to do is to enter our credentials. So you type your email and password, and then you click on login. Then if you want to export your leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator in just one click and get a button like this one, extract leads, you need to install the Chrome extension. So you click on install extension. And now we click here on add to Chrome. And then you click on add extension. When you go back on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you will see that you will have a button like this one, extract leads. And now once you want to export your leads, you just need to click on this button to extract your leads. So as you can see, you are redirected to your Give Me Leads account. Here you click on continue, and here you click on save and export. Now on this pop-up, I can give the number of leads I want to export. So let's say 100, and then we click on export leads. As you can see, my export is currently running. And now what I want to do is to rename my export with the filters I used. So we target people who are head of sales in a company headcount between 500 to 1,000 people. And we want these leads based in New York and San Francisco. Then I press enter. And now I just need to wait a little bit to get my list of leads. All right, so my export is finished. And now if I want to access my file, I just need to go here and click on download CSV. Then I open the file, and now here we have a list of 100 leads. Yeah, 101, perfect. So as you can see here on top, you have some informations you can use. So you have the first name, last name, LinkedIn URL, you have the verified emails of the lead. So when it's verified, it means that it's safe for your email account to reach out to this lead. Then you have the job title, location. You have some LinkedIn informations like connection degree, is premium, and is open. And you have some company informations like the company name, company website, useful if you want to personalize your outreach, company location, company industry, and much more information that you can use. When you export your leads with Give Me Leads, we do two things. The first one is that we clean the data. So for the first name, last name, and company name, you don't have any problems with rocket emojis, for example. Like you don't have Scott with a rocket emoji like this. So you don't waste your time to remove the emojis. And one more thing we do to clean the data is to make sure that you don't have any problems with capital letters. So basically, when you export with Give Me Leads, you don't waste your time to clean the data manually. Then the second thing we do with Give Me Leads is to verify for each lead if they perfectly match or not your filters. So you have this column here, filters, and basically when you have valid, it means that the lead perfectly matches all your filters. But if we scroll a little bit, you will see that some leads are invalid. So here you have, for example, invalid company size, and here you have invalid job title. So let's check Mikey, for example. Yeah, Mikey is Global Head Sales Enablement, and basically that's not Head of Sales. That's not what we want. So what's good when you have this information job title is that you can decide to keep the lead. For example, in this case, we know that this lead is a decision maker. Or what you can do is to decide to not reach out to this lead because he is not your ideal customer. So basically with these column filters, you don't need to go on each LinkedIn account and verify the filters because we automatically check the filters for you. And at the end, you don't waste your time on manual task, and you only reach out to people who are your ideal customers. All right, so now that you know how to use the lead filters and how to export your leads into a CSV file with the verified emails of your leads, it's time to see how to find decision makers in specific companies. All right, so just before I show you the account filters, I just want to show you how to save your lead search. So here we have the filters we used before. And if you want to save this search, it's very easy. And what you need to do is to click here on Save Search to get notified of new results. So you toggle this button here, and on the bottom left of your screen you will see your search was saved. And now if in 1 week or 1 month you want to do the same search, what you need to do is to go here on Saved Searches, and now here on top we have the search we've just made. So if you want to remember your search, you can edit the title of the search. So you can write, for example, Head of Sales and Tutorial, because I made this search for a tutorial. And then we click on Save. And now if I click on Head of Sales Tutorial, so I click on View, I have all the filters I've used before. Now that you know how to save your search, I will just remove all my filters. And now what I want to do is to click here on Account. And now on this page, I no longer have filters for people, but I have many filters to target companies. So I won't get into the details for each filters, and I only want to show you the most commonly used filters. So the first useful filter is company headcount. So you already know this one, it works like this. Then the next filter, company headcount growth, is very useful because you can target companies that are growing. So it means that they have money. So for example, you can say you want a company headcount between 1,000 to 5,000 people, and you want a company headcount growth with at least 5%. So 5, then we click on add. And here on the left, you have companies and not people with a company headcount between 1,000 to 5,000 people in it. And these companies have at least 5% of headcount growth. So it means that these companies are growing and basically they have money. The next filter, headquarters location, you already know this filter. And now industry. So this one is very, very, very useful if you want to target specific industries. So for example, let's say that you want to target companies in the computer games. So we click on include. And now on the right, we have companies in the industry computer games. So we have Rockstar, Riot, Valve, Nintendo, and so on. So basically this time the industry filter works well. The next useful account filter is department headcount. And basically with this filter, you can say, okay, I want to target companies with at least 5 sales in the company. So you type the department headcount sales, for example, and you say minimum 5, and then you click on add. And now you have the list of all the companies in the world with at least 5 sales in it. So in this case, if you sell something related to sales, you want to target companies with at least some sales in it. The next filter, department headcount growth, is related to this one. And this time you can say, okay, I want that the sales department is growing by at least 20%. So it means that these companies on the right are investing in their sales department. So this filter is very useful to check if a company is investing a lot of money or not in a specific department. Now, the two last filters I want to show you are job opportunities. And basically here you can target companies that are hiring on LinkedIn. So if they are growing, it means that they have money to invest, and it's always good to reach out to companies that are currently hiring. And the next filter I want to show you is recent activities. And here you have two choices: senior leadership changes in last 3 months and funding events in past 12 months. So this one, funding events, doesn't work properly. The one that is useful is this one, so senior leadership changes. And here with this filter, you can target companies that are most likely to buy new product or new services. Now that you know the most commonly used account filters, I want to make a real search, and then I will get a list of companies. And what I want to do is to find decision makers in this list of companies. So what I want to do is to target company headcount between 11 to 200 people. Then I want the headquarters location based in the US. The industry is computer games, this one, so I click on include. And here we see that we have 1,000 results, and I want less results. So what I want to do is to add hiring on LinkedIn. And now I have only 88 results, which is perfect. Now, if we want to target decision makers in these companies, what we need to do is to create an account list. And for that, we need to click here on select all. Then we click on save to list, create new list. Here I have to give a name for my list. So computer games in a company headcount between 11 to 200 people based in the US, and I target companies that are currently hiring. Then I click on create and save. And now what I need to do is to add all the accounts, so the 88 accounts in my account list. So for that, I need to scroll a little bit. Then I click on the page number 2. Here I click on select all, save to list. And then here I click on computer games and so on. And now you can see that I have 50 accounts in my account list. So unfortunately, I have to do that for the page number 3 and 4. You can't select all your results and put it in your account list. So we have to do that for the page number 3. So select all, save to list, computer games, and for the page number 4. All right, so as you can see now, I have 88 accounts in my list. And now if I want to find decision makers in these companies, I have first to remove all my filters. Just to let you know that if you want to save your account search, you just need to toggle this button. But for this tutorial, I don't need that. So I remove all the filters. And now what I need to do is to click here on lead. And the first thing I need to do is to click here on account list and select the account list we've just created. So it was computer games, and now we click on include. All right, so now what we have here on the right are all the people who are working for the companies in this list. And as you can see, we have more than 5,000 people working in these companies. Now, what we want to do is to target decision makers. And for that, it will be very simple. I will use the current job title filter. So I click on plus. And here, let's say that I want to target people who are CEO. Then I press enter. We have 91 results, which is actually perfect. So when you do that, when you create an account list with, of course, an industry filter in it, you're sure that you reach out to the good people. You won't reach out to people who are not your ideal customers. Then, of course, you can add more filters if you want. For example, you can say you only want people who posted on LinkedIn. But for this tutorial, I will use just one filter, and the filter is current job title CEO. And now let's say that I want to export this list of leads. I just need to go here and click on extract leads. Now I click on continue, then save and export. And here I say that I want all the leads, so 91. Then I click on export leads. So now my export is running. And now what I want to do is to rename my export. So I want to target CEO in the industry computer games based in the US. I want to target companies with headcount between 11 to 200 people. And these companies are currently hiring on LinkedIn. Now I need to wait a little bit and I will get my list of leads. All right, so my export is done. Now I click here on download CSV. Then I open the file. So this is our list of leads. And if I scroll a little bit, we see that we have CEO. That's exactly what we want. And if I scroll a little bit, we have company industry, computer games, and that's exactly what we want. So now what you can do with this file is to upload it directly into your favorite outreach tool, or you can just put it in your CRM. So if you want to export your leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get the verified emails of your leads, you can try Give Me Leads. And for that, you just need to click in the first link in the description. And now that you know how to get a list of leads, you might want to send some cold emails at scale. And if you want, I've made a complete beginner-friendly tutorial on how to use Smart Lead. So if you want, you can see it by clicking somewhere on the screen. So I see you either on Give Me Leads or in the next video. Bye bye.